are well. Happy Thursday morning. I hope you're having a good one so far. My name is Penny Moises and I am founder of the Clean and Tidy Home Show, and I am delighted to be joined this morning by Jemma Solomon, aka the Label Lady. So just waiting for Jemma to join us. But in the meantime, I'd love to hear how you're doing, how your morning's going so far, and any comments you've got about labels, whether you love them, whether you use them lots. Want to hear all about it, because as you can imagine, that's going to be a topic of conversation today. So we'd love to hear from you. Good morning, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Really looking forward to speaking to Jemma, although I've just been tearing up over her latest reel, which you'll have to check out if you haven't seen it already. We've got lots of exciting news from Jemma this morning, and to hear about what she's got coming up. So just waiting for her. We've just been on our WhatsApp, so I know she's poised to join us. So just bear with us. She's here. She's requested to. Good morning. Best organisation ever, labels are. Yeah, love a label. And
I was like,
she
I'm
is.
here
Good morning. No
somewhere.
worries. Good morning, lovely. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good.
Oh, wait, let me get a bit up. Hang
At HQ, working hard as always.
on. Oh, there you go. You can see me now.
Thank you for joining us,
Hey.
Gemma. Just for anybody who doesn't know who you are, can you just give a quick little introduction?
Sure. So I am Gemma, and I own a company called The Label Lady, and I make labels for like home storage, different themes throughout the year. I sell home storage and stuff like that as
That's
well. So yeah,
you.
that's
Now,
me.
I want to dive in and first ask you, how and why did the Label Lady come about?
So it came about because basically I had a job in the NHS and I wasn't very happy. So I'd stepped away from that and was doing bank, looking for a new job in the NHS. And I already had like a balloon business where I was like doing like events and stuff. And then we was at home and I had a label machine, but I was using it for my own storage stuff, making balloons, doing my own bits and bobs. And then yeah, on Lee's birthday in 2020, everyone said to me, "Do you know what? Why don't you do this as a job?" And I was like, "Really?" And they were like, "Yeah, like you love it. You're great at it. Like you're doing it for us, doing it for yourself now. See what happens." And I thought, "Do you know what? Why not? You know, while I'm looking at what I want to do with life."
Oh,
And yeah, that's how it came
I love it
about.
so much. So tell us a bit more about your home and how you use labels in your home.
I use them everywhere. The only thing with my home is, which I always say to people, because I make all these labels and I'm forever wanting to like show them and show like different colours, texts, like varieties, etc. I feel like my house is actually quite odd because I'm putting like different ones in different places to be like, oh hey, here's here's some metallic labels, here's some non-metallic labels, here's some script, here's some classic, and I'm always like, why doesn't my house match? But it's not on purpose. It's because I'm trying to show. It's like I need a show home. I need
There we go.
classes.
Next venture.
Oh, I could just about cope with one. I don't think I
What's your
cope with
favourite thing
two.
that you've labelled recently? Is there something that's really kind of changed how you use it, or maybe a design or something in your home that you've really enjoyed?
Not so much in my home, but do you know what I really love? My travel labels. I love them so much. Thank you to everyone saying congratulations on the book, by the way. Really, really, really thank you. Yay! Yeah, I love them travel labels. They basically, you know, like if you want to go on holiday and you're only going for like a few days and you want to pack everything into like one of those zip bags with like the clear sections on, where you can label all your little bottles and you can label the actual bags. So I love that. And I've also, it's actually in the unit in there,
Oh,
found a really cool, like, you know, the
yeah.
hanging ones where you hang them up and they like flip down. I can't wait to label that. I'm saving it for my holiday. I'm going to get it labelled very soon, actually. And the girls, for example, they want their own suitcase and stuff now. They're at the age where they're like, I want to pack myself and I want to do this. And so what I've done, we're going on a holiday in August, and luggage wise, it's actually worked out cheaper for me to buy one main suitcase and then 2 hand luggage ones. So the hand luggage are going to be for them, so they'll have their own little suitcase each, and then we'll all share like the big one for like the family stuff, so I can label all their stuff in there and it'll all be
Oh,
kept separately for
I
them.
love
They'll
how
love it.
involved they are and how much they go to HQ as well. I know when I visited you there, they came in. It was great to meet them and see them. I love how invested they are.
Yeah, they do. They love coming in. Well, I say they love coming in. They love coming in for a couple of hours. Then they're like, take me home.
Bless them.
But yeah, I try and get them involved as much as possible. Like, they have to understand that nothing in life comes for free. And if they want to go on holiday and they want, you know, birthday parties and want to go out and want to do things, then mum and dad have to work. And as much as I can show them that, then I will, because I want them to. I feel like, especially like in this day and age, like I didn't have much when I was younger, and like I had everything I needed, but I mean, I didn't have what they have now, if that makes sense. And I feel like sometimes they just don't get it. Like, every kid's got an iPad, every kid's got this, every kid's got that, and there's no like appreciation for like how much stuff costs, and you know what goes into affording that item, and or buying that holiday or going to that trip, you know. So I really want them to understand that a little bit more, and that's why they have their little Go Henrys, and they do get £4 a week pocket money from like me and Lee. But when that runs out, that's it. When we go out, if we take them on a trip, for example, like a day out, I'll say to them, like, I bought you here. When they go into the shop and go like, I want, I'll say to them, no, like, if you want something out of this shop, that comes from your money that you've saved up in your little Go Henry, and if you haven't got enough for it, then you don't have it, because it's cost enough to come here. Now you need to understand
Yeah.
that side of it, if that makes sense. So I really try
Oh,
and
we've
ground
had
them.
so
I'm
many comments
trying.
already about how great a role model you are. And you mentioned Lee. I think also how involved he is with the business. Both of you, I think, are just so great and amazing role models. So well done with that.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I think it's kind of been, it was a blessing in disguise that he lost his job. He actually lost his job like through lockdown. Um, so yeah, it was kind of like a blessing in disguise, because obviously at the time we were like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? And he was self-employed. So basically he worked for a company, but was self-employed off of that company, if that makes, subcontracted, that's the right word, sorry. So we was a bit like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? And it's the only job he's ever known. He didn't get great grades in school, didn't was never academic. I don't think he's actually came out of any exams, if I'm honest with you. Went to work at 15 and stayed in that job right the way up until 2020, you know. So he didn't know any different, which was really scary for him, because he, you know, I'd always said to him before, like, this isn't your dream job. Why don't you go get your dream job? But he's the opposite of me. He's very relaxed in what he's doing, and he's very much like, as long as I can pay my bills, you know, feed my children, clothe our children, and live, then I'm happy. Whereas I'm like, what are you doing next? What are you doing next? What's the
Oh,
next thing we're doing? And he's
it's
like,
good
sit
care.
down, stop. So yeah,
Oh,
balances it
I
out for
love
sure.
it. Now I've got a really important question for you, Gemma. Are you tidy?
Go on. In what
Yeah.
sense? You want to see my desk right now? Probably not. No, do you know what it is? It's more like I'm a tornado. This is what I'm like in the kitchen. I'm like it when I'm doing a task. I'm like it wherever. I will like run in, and I'll like tornado it up, and then I'm like, oh my God, what have I done? But I've achieved what I needed to achieve. Now I have to tidy it all back up again. I don't enjoy cleaning. I'm not a cleaner. Lee is the cleaner of the family, but I love to like put things back. So like I'll look at my desk now and I'm like, right, this was yesterday. What are you going to be? And we kind of like start again, if that makes sense.
Oh,
So I love doing
oh.
that.
Well, the next thing that I wanted to talk to you about is what you've got coming up. And I just confessed as you were joining, saying about how tears brought to my eyes just watching your latest reel, which everybody needs to go and check out. But so yeah, there's something glaringly obvious that's coming up that you've just shared about this morning. So maybe we'll start with that, but then want to hear more about what's coming up with the shop.
Yeah, for sure. So I've got my book coming out next month. It's not quite there yet, 20th, so like a couple more days. 22nd it comes out of June. So just literally over a month, like by like a couple of days. And yesterday I finally got my actual copy. That I'll show you, it's actually in front of me. I haven't decided where I've got 2 copies they've sent me, so I'm going to put one in the HQ and take one home. But yeah, I love it so much.
It's
I
so
don't know if you can tell, but it's like
beautiful.
shining.
Looks really lovely.
So pretty. And you know what? It's so weird, because every single part of this journey has been on a screen. So like you see the words on a screen, you see the fonts, the colours, like everything's on a screen. Like we had the odd meeting where like we printed out pictures of stuff and I would like move stuff around and, you know, chop things up and stuff. But to see it as an actual book, like this has taken months. Like it's literally like taken months. So I feel like this is my fourth child. I birthed.
I love it so much. Is there a particular thing of the book that was really lovely to write, or really, I don't know, cathartic, or anything about it that you just feel like, I'm so pleased to have got that bit on? Particular favourite book?
Like it was so hard because I was like, what do I talk about? Like, do you want to hear about me? Do you want to hear about my business? Do you want to hear about like other businesses? Like, do you want to hear about all? I just didn't know what to include, so I've tried to include like a little bit of everything, and I've really just tried to really inspire people and show people that, you know, anyone can achieve anything. It's just you don't have, like, sometimes I feel like we get into this mindset where like we see somebody who, for example, I don't know, like you see like a millionaire over there and you're like, I'm never going to be that person. But that doesn't necessarily matter. That's not important. What's important is how happy are you at whatever stage of life you're at, and where do you want to get to? And I think we get so wrapped up in what everyone else is doing, we forget about us. And you know, not everyone's going to follow the same path, not everyone's going to do the same thing. And if someone's in like a 9-to-5 job and they're happy, then great, they're happy with that. Like that doesn't mean that they're any less, you know, aspirational or any less happy or any less have achieved in life than anyone, you know, than that millionaire who's made his own business and gone bang, if that makes sense. So sorry if my phone's going off. I'm scared to put it on silent.
No, it's so true.
You
Yeah,
can hear me still.
perfect. I think
Can
sometimes
you
we're
hear me?
so focused on the destination as well,
Yeah,
we forget
so
to enjoy the journey, which is the whole purpose, right?
yes, yeah, exactly. And also, like, there can be new journeys that you don't have to like follow one path, and things can stop and things can come back again. So I definitely hope that it really shows that, and shows, yeah, I think it's very much me talking and very much me, like when I read it sometimes, like even some bits I read and I was like, do I sound all right saying that? Like, because it sounds funny coming out of your mouth, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I can't wait to go through it more.
Yeah, and I can't wait to read it. Now, I've also seen this morning that Father's Day is coming up, and you've got some lovely things for that. So do you want to tell us a little bit more?
Father's Day. So I've kind of done a really soft launch of that because I've got so much going on. So let me take you. So basically, a couple of weeks ago, I did a pre-order of cold cups, which, thank you so much, they sold out. And the cold cups have arrived in the UK. They're here, so now I'm just waiting to get them. They're a couple of days behind. I would have hoped they'd have been here yesterday or today, but that's fine. They're coming on Monday, which is the day that I'm going to start posting out anyway. That's going to be a very busy Monday. So I've kind of been focusing on that. So Father's Day has released, and I haven't really spoke about it much, but we have got a whole collection out and some really lovely labels. I went and got some plain white t-shirts from Primark last night because I've done some like iron-on transfers and stuff like that. So I'll be showing those today and tomorrow, and I'm going to kind of take the kids on a little teddy bears picnic. I thought it would go really cute with my little teddy bear theme. So yeah, hopefully we get some nice weather over the next few days and we can do that. But Father's Day is live, and there is a whole collection to go and check out on the website there for sure.
So you joined us at the Clean and Tidy Home Show last year, and I was curious to know, what was your highlight? What did you enjoy about it?
I think what I enjoyed about it most was that I actually, not in a horrible way, Penny, don't take this the wrong way, but I was actually in a little bit of, like, dread's probably not the right word. Like, I wasn't really looking forward to it. Like, I was more worried about it. I was thinking like, oh, you know, it's not an easy thing to do. It costs money to do these things. You turn up, you've got staff coming, you're paying staff. Like, there's all these things going around your head, and you think, what if it just goes terrible and just doesn't help me in any way? But it actually was the complete opposite, and the most positive experience that I could have imagined. So first of all, I met the most amazing people. Like, so many people came and met us at our stand, and all of the girls from the HQ that came, we've had the best day, and we was able to be like, right, we're going to take shifts, and you guys go around and look at the show, and you guys come and work here, and we kind of like took it in turns and stuff. So I think for me, the thing that I loved the most was what it actually turned into rather than what I thought it was going to be. So that's why I'm excited to come back.
So what can we expect from you in October then, when you return to the show? Because I know you've got lots of plans, been doing lots of sketches.
So, yeah, like things that I learned was, for example, I'd really like to try and make some labels on site, which is quite a difficult thing for me to do. I've done it once before when we did a shopping centre, and it's quite tricky, but Penny's going to help me navigate that.
We'll make it happen.
So hopefully we can actually make some labels on site. It'll be obviously a very limited amount of labels and choice, but hopefully we can make some. We did bring labels with us last time, which worked really well, so we'll do that again. I also learned that you guys are playing games and like winning prizes and stuff like that, so definitely going to have some more bits like that. And I'll be bringing David back because David loves
We
it
love
and loves
David.
coming
He was
with.
so good. Oh,
So yeah, I'm excited. Like, I haven't, the thing is, Penny, like I think of all these things in my head, but when I actually get around to doing them, it's probably going to be like
and
3
we make
weeks before the event.
it
But it's all
happen.
up
We
there.
make it happen. That's all good. So if people don't
We
want to
will.
wait till October to buy your products, take a look at what you do, where can they go?
So on my Instagram page there is a link tree in the bio, and in there you can see my website. You can go to my TikTok. You can buy the book. It's like it opens up into, it's called Linktree because basically you click on it, it opens up into a few different links, and everything is on there. So you can go direct to the website and buy from there. Or you can go direct to the book and buy yourself a book copy on pre-order and stuff like that. So everything is in my link tree, which is just at the top of
Amazing
my
stuff.
bio.
So to finish up, have you got any advice about how to keep a home? Like what's your kind of advice?
Well, if you haven't got children, then little and often just do it. Just keep going round. I feel like if you haven't got anyone really to mess it up, then you can just you don't really need to stress about it too much. Just keep on top of it and don't overthink it. But if you've got children,
Like
then run in the other
that.
direction. I'm joking, but yeah, no. But what I do is I try to give everything.
Oh, I don't know if we've lost your sound. Maybe someone's trying to contact you. Oh, you're back. So instead of running the other way when you've got children, what should we do?
So just try and keep everything in a home. So the more things you have in a home, for example, like toy rooms and stuff like that, the less it makes it so much easier to organise. If you've got 100 toys and they're just everywhere, they just end up in one big box. You don't know where anything is, what you're playing with or anything. So I also like to say to my children, what are you playing with, what are you actually playing with, and sort through it. And I don't have tons and tons and tons of toys. And I say to family members, which is really difficult sometimes, but like birthdays, Christmas, no more toys. Like I will say to them, they've got Go Henry cards, give them some money to go and buy something at another point in time, or buy them a trip out somewhere so that we can take them to the farm or the zoo or something like that. So being honest with people and talking really helps in that respect. And also recycling stuff. We have a preschool. They blooming love having the kids' toys that they don't play with anymore. So finding places to repurpose and reuse stuff as well. Family, friends, if you've got anyone that's struggling and needs help with items for children and stuff like that. So that's like the toy room side of it. With your kitchen and that, I always say like, just do like one cupboard. One cupboard will make you feel so much better. Even if you do one a week or one a month, every time you open that cupboard, you'll be like,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. Like you just feel so good about it that it
Love
will
that so
encourage
much.
you to do the
We had
next
one
one.
comment earlier that was saying that when they first had a child, labels really revolutionised how they were keeping their home. And I certainly know my boys being able to put toys back in where they're supposed to go. If they see a visual aid to do that, it's great. So
100%. And the same with wardrobes. Like all Hunt's wardrobes have got pictures next to the words. So he's just starting to learn to read now because he's in reception. But before he couldn't, but he still knew where his pants and socks were, where his t-shirts were, where his trousers were, and stuff like that. And so it just meant that it builds his independence. I can say to him, go and get dressed, and he can go and get dressed. So yeah, for sure. Stuff like
bless
that is
him.
so
Oh, well,
helpful.
thank you for all your advice, for joining us this morning, Gemma. It's been an absolute pleasure. I know we're going to hear lots more from you in the coming weeks and months. Can't wait for the book. I'm going to go and
Yes.
pop on the website now and have a little look at some Father's Day bits and bobs. And yeah, really look forward to hearing from you again soon. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in with us this morning, and look forward to catching up again.
Oh, thank you so much. And lovely to see you.
Thanks.
And thank you so much, everyone.
Bye.
See you soon.